Hey, welcome back to the channel. So I want to make something very, very clear. Self-improvement is not toxic, but running away from yourself is. So when you scroll through YouTube, you see so many different videos on how to change your identity, self-improvement, personal development, self-growth. If you're here part of this community, I would take a wild guess that these are topics that you're interested in. I see a lot of people talk about how the whole movement of self-improvement is actually quite toxic, how it's a form of escapism, running away from yourself, feeling like you're broken and always like a project that needs to be fixed. And it's actually complete BS if you're doing it the right way, which is what I'm going to talk to you about. So the whole purpose of shifting our identity, wanting to become more, wanting to become a different version of ourselves, where does it come from? As these beautiful souls in the universe, we are born with the constant desire for evolution, right? Growth is a natural part of everything that Mother Nature has created, everything that God has created, the universe, us, all of it, right? We are souls destined and desiring constant growth, this constant evolution, this constant change, right? Nothing is ever staying the same. Even if a person stays the exact same, they're not. They're moving backwards, right? We are in constant state of change and improvement and growth. Some people can see this as, I am broken, right? I need to be fixed. And I really want to tackle this very head on because it can become very toxic and it can leave a lot of people very susceptible to be preyed on, to be taken advantage of, to be manipulated by people who have very bad intentions, right? So let's get this super crystal clear, beautiful viewer watching this right now. You are not broken. You are not a project to be fixed. At your core, you are perfection, right? Perfect, beautiful. Think of the universe that's happening inside you, all the cells coming together and moving for you to be alive, to be breathing, to be watching and hearing this right now. Perfection. That said, there are habits, there are actions, ways of thinking, identities that we are literally wearing, right? It's like a cloak that we put on before every morning when we get up. Those things, those can be broken. Those can need fixing. Those can be the things stopping you that we need to say, okay, this needs to go. But they are not you, right? That is like putting on a jumper in the morning or looking at this hoodie and saying, Laura is the hoodie. Right? You are very clear, or you can see very clearly, I am not the hoodie. I am wearing this. And that is the same for you when it comes to your beliefs, your actions, your thought patterns. You simply wear them, right? It is conditioning that has happened from over time that you have bought into a way of thinking. That thinking repeated again and again has become a form of belief. That belief has now shifted how you view the world. And so you start looking for evidence of the belief. And that's what you see to be your view of the world. What you've been taught about yourself since a young child becomes your identity, becomes your belief of yourself. And similarly, you go out into the world looking for evidence of that to be true, and it's not, right? There is not a truth when it comes to your identity or your beliefs or the actions or the habits as if they cannot be changed. They can. So let's be super, super clear. Self-development, self-growth is not toxic. Shifting your identity is not because you're running away or trying to have some form of escapism. But believing you are broken at your core, yes, this is when we can go into the toxic form of personal development as if you are broken and you need to be fixed. You don't. Remember, at your core, you are perfect. Absolutely perfect. But these beliefs, these habits, these thoughts of thinking, or these patterns of thinking, these behaviors that we have, these things that we wear, that we literally put on ourselves, they very much can be broken. And that is when we talk about the world of self-growth, improvement, personal development. That is the layer that we're working at, right? We're looking at how do we shift these beliefs so that you become more empowered to think, you know what? Who ever told me, and why did I ever believe into the BS belief that I wasn't worthy or deserving to have all the financial freedom that I desire? What a load of absolute crap, right? So we have to challenge these beliefs. We have to look at our thought pattern. When I am out with people and the bill comes, how does that make me feel? How do I feel about splitting the bill? When I see really wealthy people, what am I thinking? When I go to check my bank account, how do I feel? When I think about investing my money, what does that bring up for me? What's my thought pattern? When I think about having so much abundance to be able to live the life that I really desire, What is my thought pattern that's running, right? What's that constantly running? Because that isn't necessarily accurate, true, or supporting the life you want to live. And you're deciding it. And maybe before you weren't consciously deciding it, which is why it's being able to run free and run in a direction that doesn't support you. But remember, you have the choice to change it. You can decide it. So a couple of things that I had written down that I really want to just touch on because it's so important is that when we look at self-improvement, when we look at self-development, so many people tackle it from a very surface level, right? So they try and just change surface level things like, I want to make more money, so I'm going to go and get a new job. Or I want to make more money, so I guess I should start budgeting. Or I want to get better with money, so I'll just cut back on spending. And so they think that the action is step one, and it's not. It's the identity shift. The identity shift is step one. It's why I talk about identity shifting so much on this channel, is because without shifting at your core, the identity, how you view yourself, it never works. Because sure, you might start budgeting, but how long does that last? You might get a new job, but you've taken your old self with you. So what's the difference? What is your chances of getting promoted, getting that big pay raise, getting that big bonus? Well, very little if it wasn't the case before, because you've taken the same self with you. It's like moving from boyfriend or partner to partner and expecting the relationship to be different, but you haven't changed, right? You can move countries even, and your experience won't change very much unless you have changed. So the identity shift, this how we see ourselves, how we view the world, but how we view it through our lens is what is so fundamental. And I want to share with this as well, because when we talk about self-development and self-improvement, so many people approach it, as I said, from a very materialistic, high-level, external view. And how I like to think about it is, imagine driving your car and a big flashing red light comes on. And you're like, oh no, that looks like there's something wrong, that something needs to be addressed. It's just a factor of the car. It doesn't mean the whole car is ruined, but there's something in the car that needs to be addressed. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a big sticker on top of it, a big smiley face sticker. Perfect, don't need to look at it anymore, everything's fine. But of course not. Eventually that car is going to stop working, it's going to break down because we've ignored that flashing light. And it's kind of similar with ourselves. We'll have these little indicators that things are not right for us, right? Or even the reality is no longer aligned with who we are and where we want to get to. We're going to get these little flashing lights, these little signs that come up. Maybe it's all of a sudden things feel more difficult, or just you're not satisfied with how things are. Not being satisfied is not a bad thing, by the way, right? So we have to address these flashing lights and address what is going on in order to create change and not just put a smiley sticker on top of it. So we go deeper. We look, okay, let me take off this smiley sticker and let's see what that red light is trying to tell me. Oh, there's something wrong with the water in the car. Right? So when that flashing light comes up, when things are beginning to crumble in your life, when it feels like things are getting hard and you're not satisfied anymore with the version of your reality you're living, what is that flashing light telling me? Things are not right. I need to address it. But always remembering, it does not mean I am broken or I need fixing. Remember, and always tell yourself, I am perfect. At my soul is absolute perfection. Oh my goodness, what an absolute incredible thing to live in this body, to be here. Can you only imagine the universe that is happening inside your veins, inside your body right now? Have so much gratitude for that. And remembering that is different from the cloak that you wear that is carrying these habits, these beliefs, these actions, these patterns of thinking. So when we look at personal development and look at self-improvement, it's the cloak we're looking to improve. The patterns, the shift in identity. Because I don't want to wear this heavy cloak with negative beliefs telling me that I can't do it, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, or that money and abundance and financial freedom isn't for me because I didn't come from the right family or right background. I don't want to wear that heavy cloak anymore. I want to take it off, and self-improvement, mindset work, self-development is the route to removing that cloak and putting on one that feels more light, that feels like it comes with a pair of wings that literally move you towards your dreams and your desires and your aspirations, because that cloak is covered in beliefs that are supporting you, telling you, I am worthy, I am capable. Even if I don't know it, I know I can figure it out. I trust myself, I believe in myself. I believe that anyone else's sign of success is a sign that I too can be successful. I cheer others on when they succeed because I know it is only proof that my success is so close. And the more I support them and celebrate them, the more I'm doing it for myself. right? Wear a different cloak. So if you enjoy this kind of conversation, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We are a growing community here. I'm so passionate about this work. I love that you have stayed and tuned in and listened to the end of this video. But please remember, as we talk about self-improvement, self-development, it is not about you. You are not broken. At your essence, you are perfection. We are only ever addressing that cloak that is covered in stuff that you neither put there nor are intentionally choosing to have. And it's time to shift the cloak, change what's on it, and wear something a lot lighter that will get you towards your goals in a much faster and more enjoyable way. Thank you so much for watching. Do let me know down in the comments if this resonated with you. I'd love to be connected, and I will see you in our next video.